Hello, I'm Navin.
I'm also Navin.
And you're watching the Paintedfigs Show. Ignore how many does that. Okay, so we're going to jump straight to the pretty pictures. These are things that we have done this week and a couple of older projects too from previous weeks. Because things ship and we can't sit on them. No one would like us. No one would like to know the figures are held up for me to...
for a video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have that to show you. I'm very excited about some Orcs and Goblins we're going to show you. At the end of this, there's going to be our news segment because we don't think anyone cares about the news. But
I care
you
about
should
the
care.
news. Yeah, news is cool. The news.
You
Capital
think
D, capital
the
A.
news is cool because your
News.
generation are all narcissists. You want to talk about yourselves. So, I have been waiting a while to show these off,
Yes.
right? So we just did a large army of Orcs and Goblins, right? Warhammer the Old World or Warhammer Fantasy Battles, as some of us like to call it, right? Firstly, they're my favorite army, right? Or a bunch of favorite armies. But the Orcs and Goblins, if it's a green skin, I am happy with it. Well, number one, Orcs are awesome and Goblins are awesome, but I think it's a sculptor.
Okay.
So, there's a guy called Brian Nelson. He has done some of the most interesting Orcs and Goblins you will see both 40k and fantasy. Look at that. Look at the detail. Look at the character, like the big ridiculous grinning teeth, right? Well, that was the thing. Like look, he's gonna overbite, right?
Even in Modern, you were running squigs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know.
But no one. I mean, there was Kev Adams before him, and he did nice Orcs and Goblins and stuff. But no one has done as much for green skins in the history of Warhammer, in my opinion, than Brian Nelson. Stuff is truly beautiful. It's very silly. He didn't take itself seriously at all. He's a proper nutter. And he's captured it. Man, look at that. This guy's on a squig and he's waving a wooden sword. I mean, like, the lack of self-awareness of, like, Orcs and Goblins is what part of their charm. I mean, because Warhammer, like, people forget that Warhammer was funny. Right? You have these people with horrible lives. And that is in itself something... a point of humor, right? And Orcs and Goblins are great at this because they just don't get it. I mean, they're clowns, right?
Is the playstyle also similar, like the how you play it?
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I have over here?
What
This
is that?
is a snotling pump wagon.
Okay.
Right? Let's look what these guys are doing, right? One guy is holding a spear longer than he is.
The guy with a trumpet.
Right? There's a guy with a trumpet
Guy
and,
with a bow.
and a flag. So everyone knows, hey, here we come. Oh, I've got the trumpet. Get out of the way, everyone, right? And on top of this thing with like all these blades, you got a guy with the catapult.
Hell yeah.
Right? And pump wagons, at least the last I looked at the rules, they would move 2d6. And they would do 2d6 attacks. So you don't know if the sucker is going to move 2 inches or 12 across the board. And it's going to be like, meh, or like wreck you, right? And it's just insulting. Like it's insulting for someone who is not an Orcs and Goblin player to play against Orc and Goblin army. Because like, what the hell are you doing, right? Like it's chaotic, right? Like I remember when we were talking about Mordheim, we had like not read the animosity rules properly. So I didn't realize that. Monocard immediately. And he ran his Night Goblin army at me, or his force at me, and they were taking themselves out with infighting. And there was a non-zero chance that before he got into combat with my guys, his whole warband would rout because they beat themselves up on the way. And like, oh shit, what are we doing? Right? So that's the charm of this army, right? Let's see here. What do you think is happening here?
It looks like a goblin about to take flight.
That is a goblin doom diver. It is
a kamikaze goblin.
As a celebration of what the hell are they doing? Where is this going? I'm so glad these didn't get cancelled.
Yes.
Anyway, but they're fantastic. Look at this. Such a silly figure. And he's so excited. Right? I was worried that they had cut them all together. And then I can't remember what figure this is. It's for the Goblin Mongols, right? For Age of Sigmar. They have this big, huge wagon where it has all these guys getting psyched up and ready to go. It's like the next step of the Doom Diver. It's a beautiful figure.
On the thing. Sorry, I didn't get the last one. The catapults on...
it's this big cart being pulled by a creature, and it's got...
It's like an aircraft carrier.
It's like an aircraft carrier. There are guys getting ready. They're all pumped up. you know. So I was so happy with the ridiculousness of it. So
troll hag in the front.
Troll hag, but I'd actually not seen the troll hag until relatively recently. I mean, we painted a couple, but I think it's a newer figure.
Okay.
Whereas like things like the Badlands ogres and the orc wyvern. I mean, like this is a nice old figure. You know, we used to think it was big. I mean, like our sense of scale has changed so much because you have to make such giant figures now. We used to think that was a big figure. Yeah.
Back then, like
the Warhammer giant used to be thought of as a big figure. Right? It's not a big figure.
These are old, as in how old are these? Like were these are like metal old?
This is definitely metal old. I mean, it's resin now.
Yeah, but the originals.
But the originals have been metal and plastic.
Love metal.
And we're looking at figures that are maybe definitely 20 plus years old, at least 20, maybe 25, maybe more.
And speaking of metal, like anytime we play OPR, I just bring out the Ogrins. Like this guy's very, very familiar.
Yes, we have a bunch of very old Ogrins.
Very nice.
They're from the 90s, right? Early 90s or the 80s?
I'm not sure, but they're metal.
We dated them once and worked out like how old they were, right? And he brings them out every time we play one-page rules. And it doesn't matter what list people are playing against him. He somehow just takes them aside and beats the crap out of them.
I went 3v1 because everybody just hates the Ogrins now.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was
like how do you fail against a guy who never changes his list,
right?
Like, and was not planning to against you? So
it's metal. It's the weight of moving the characters around that's satisfaction to me.
I like your delight with metal.
Yeah, I think it's the 3D printing angle. Like all of these, like from a couple of years back, like you can just 3D print any army or any figure you want. If you model it yourself, or you hire a creator,
or you generative AI to create it.
Allegedly,
it can be done.
It can be done. But just the wonder of metal, because you can't recreate that. It's like you can't get it. You can't create it in-house.
Funny thing you say about that. Yeah. We made a spin caster.
Of
an old fan, and we made molds and everything with like RTV silicone, so we could make our own silicone, our own miniatures, right? And it was just so messy. It's so awkward working with that. And I remember Aish was very keen for us to do old school casting. I'm like, no, why would you do that when you can just use 3D printing? Yeah, it's superior technology. But for making metal, if you ever get bored, go, hey, we somehow have free time. Shall we do something weird and obscure like cast our own metal miniature?
Wouldn't that be the day when we have some free time?
Every time. Anyway, so these are Orcs and Goblins. They're a beautiful army. I really enjoy working on these because they
are the banners as well.
Oh, we have banners. Yeah. You got to have banners in Warhammer the Old World. And we keep not pricing them because we're never sure how many banners people will want. And it's this is an afterthought we've had like since the beginning. Like, oh yeah, we should ask about the banners. But now like F it, we say, okay, man, it's just get some banners for this guy, paint them up. So Fella's Freehand is always fun.
Yeah, I love it.
And those are the Orcs and Goblins we've done.
All right, next up we've got Genestealer Cults.
We have some Genestealer Cults.
Oh yeah.
So this was an interesting army for us, for me, because I felt the scheme was a little too dark. I thought it would not have enough contrast. Yeah. I thought it would just kind of blend into itself and disappear in like blackness. Yeah. That I feel absolutely did not happen. I think the black framed the gray better than I thought it would. Yeah. And the cool tones in the palette worked nicely. Nothing
it's very easy to look at as well.
I know, nothing disappeared in itself. You see how you see. So this is a client scheme. Right? We were asked to match the scheme he gave us. Yeah. And I had my misgivings, but it came to you see how it has a desaturated feel. Instead of bright gaudy gold, it's kind of brassy. The blues go well against the gray, and you see where like there are little gems and lights and things, and like you know we would make that bright red, right? And here it has a pink tone to it, and the pink I think worked. There's bits of purple, so the purple and the pink and the blue all work well together. It's palette. The gray is neutral, and the bases, like normally I would just lose my head over the bases. I mean, what can we do here to make this like contrast and change against this? Like blue, you think maybe go for like a yellow desert look or whatever, which might work. But this worked, and it worked better than I thought it would. Nice. It was really easy on the eye.
It's easy to look at. I like the whole like Mad Max vibe they've got going with the Atlan Jackals as well. The whole bikey you know Burning Man, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, it's very, 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 very
Of course, I know what burning is.
Okay.
But I like how you like just think like. Anyway, we'll get into generational like knocking later, but so we magnetize weapons on this, so the player can just swap whatever he wants in and out. Magnetization is it? I mean, the painting, the cost is the cost in the painting.
Yeah.
The actual pieces required, the magnets themselves, like cost nothing.
Yeah.
So those were some Genestealer Cults we did recently.
Mm-hmm. You were saying something about.
But knocking a generation?
Mm-hmm.
No, you were knocking my generation. Well, forget my generation. I am not caught up in these things.
Which things?
Oh, generational spats. Oh, you're so old.
Yeah.
I am at peace.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with myself and my achievements.
Yeah. Backed. Based opinions, but backed.
So,
So you know what Burning Man is?
I know what Burning Man is. 25 is coming up.
25 is coming up?
For you, 25 is coming up.
Yeah.
Will you feel you did as much at 25 as you had by 20? Okay, the answer is obviously yes. But if you were a normal person, then you would have been like, nah, 25 sucks.
Yeah, 25 is going to be great, guys.
Joining 25 was so traumatic for me.
I'm
failure.
sure I will
that by 26 start my own company.
I'll probably have a midlife crisis at 25. Because I don't know if I'll live to be as old as you.
I had one at 30.
Oh,
You'll be fine. You'll make it. I have faith in you.
Yeah, my lungs are still alive. Still there.
Your lungs are fine.
It's fine.
Yes. Let's go to downer. We should not talk about your lungs.
Mad Max.
Anyway,
Mad Max.
You really think you're not going to make it?
No, I'll be fine. Medicine is improving. And also... I had a pretty good talk with Dr. Sanjay Veeran, the guy who started WSJ.
Okay.
And he came to the union and talked about it. And it was like, everybody in our generation is going to live to 100. And I was like, what is he on about? And he says, the medical tech is improving at such a rate that by the time we're in our 50s and 40s and 60s, that was a weird way to put it, we will have better tech than we do now. And it's such an explosive growth in better med tech that we'll be fine. So I'm hoping he's right.
Because you won't be having children to take care of you as you get older.
I'm sorry?
You won't be having children to take care of you as you get older.
That was Genestealer Cults.
Okay. Shall we move on to some Imperial fists there? Okay. So, this was a small, I believe it was a combat patrol, where we did some fists.
Yeah.
And...
Did some fists?
So, we had these lovely heroes who fight in the name of the Emperor, right? Who they're protected by the armor of contempt, which is what I'm using right now, right? And what's fun about these is the yellow.
Yeah.
Now, yellow is one of those tough colors to do, and I find our yellow is we have most experience with this nice, bright, sort of ceramic yellow-looking color, and I think it works on fists. Not everyone likes it. But this is the bright yellow. We do the gritty yellow as well.
This is really nice gritty yellow that Faisal did.
Yeah, I mean, every so often someone comes up with a nice gritty yellow, but I think his is fantastic. I think we're gonna.
What would that look like?
We're gonna have to put him on the show. We keep talking about it.
Yeah, we should have him on the show.
This will make everyone else jealous, but we should do it.
The gritty yellow would look nice on
Imperial fists. It has that construction vehicle look to it, you know. So maybe with a bit of weathering at it and so on.
There's a really
Roman
cool
has
figure,
some fists, which are
they're
weathered.
The Imperial fists.
Yes,
his Italian Imperial
fists.
We got Roman in the side somewhere. Hello.
Why aren't they?
Where are they actually? Where are
if they're Italian, how come they're not like red, white, and green?
Also Italian.
Italian. Sorry.
You're welcome. But yeah, there's a cool Lysander figure.
Yes, like yes, he's always been a people with a lot of pomp.
Not the other guy. Not the other guy.
Lysander? What's wrong with Lysander?
No, I mean there's two of them, right? The other. Cut. Hold on.
Do you mean Torgaradon?
That guy.
Oh, Torgaradon. Yes. He's a
bit techy.
He has a lovely OTT, like, oh my god, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, let's just have him a bigger power fist, etc. He's very OTT. I like him. I don't think we painted him, though, ever.
Fair.
So, we shall see him soon, I believe.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so those are our Imperial Fists. Burning Man.
Yeah.
I'm old, we're not that old. I'm gone to Burning Man.
You lived in... If I lived here in that stage, maybe.
There was this great time when... this great moment where Mono was looking at an email where someone had asked him about Dark Age figures. And the guy's email address had 1066 in it, right? And Mono sees this and goes, oh yeah, sure, we can paint some Dark Age for you. And he wants to start talking about Dark Age the game. I'm like, no, he's just in the Dark Ages. He wants like Vikings and Saxons.
1066 is the downhill fight thing.
The downhill fight.
Yes.
But this was very funny because this kid lived in the UK for a while. So I find out that Mono doesn't know what 1066 is, right? So I'm like, oh my god, Navin, Mono's not heard 1066. And Navin goes, what's special about 1066? Like,
to be fair, it was...
And you all got history lectures.
Yeah, it was a long day.
You should tell them about the hill.
It was downhill. Down the hill.
You do actually remember. You're not just being an ass. Like you remember this big extensive thing about like Harold and his boys up on the hill and all that.
Tyranid Combat Patrol, Hive Fleet Leviathan.
So much lore, so much knowledge would be lost.
We talked. It's in Van Vinland Saga. Okay, that's alright. Let's keep going. Tyranid Combat Patrol.
Yeah, Tyranid Combat Patrol did, right? The Leviathan color scheme is interesting.
I love that guy, the parasite.
The Mortrex is the parasite of Mortrex.
Yes, that's what I look like when I wake up in the morning.
So I remember thinking the figure would be a lot bigger. And I wonder if maybe they planned for him to be bigger, but then they went, let's just shrink him down for whatever reasons. Because he has a lot of pomp, and he's basically... there's certain Tyranid creatures that all seem to be iterations of each other, or ought to be, right? Yeah. Like this one seems a little bit Zoanthrope. He's a little bit Hive Tyrant. He's a little bit Ravener. Because like you have the weird tendrils or whatever. You've got wings, and you've got like claws and tail, and like you just throw those things together and shake them up and like throw them out. That's a Tyranid, right?
I mean, it makes sense canonically. Just have random bits and pieces.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
But I like the Stealer. I like the scheme because it's a scheme that you don't think would work. Like the best Games Workshop schemes are just bizarre. Like today we're talking about Steel Legion because Ahib was looking some art instructions together for some Steel Legion work.
Who is Ahib?
What's up, Ahib? Ahib is head of our art instructions.
Oh yeah.
Big up Ahib. He works with Ranadu and he works with Amila. And yes, they all have girls' names except for Ahib, but they're all guys, and we call them the Art Instructions Bros or the AI Bros. To be fair, they came up with that name.
Yeah, we can't really take credit for that.
I wouldn't want to take credit for that. Anyway,
steer the credit away, please.
Anyway, so working on that with him, and what's interesting about the Steel Legion color scheme is it's such a bizarre scheme, right? Like, what is that off blue, like armor color, which has this yellow sort of desaturated yellow, almost dusty, camo pattern. I mean, you can see which color schemes the designers of Games Workshop went, you know what, that's great. I would like to do my Marines this way. Right? And people are like, that's great, put it in the book. Yes. And then that's it, right? So I think Leviathan is one of those color schemes. Oh, yeah. There's one called Kraken before that, which was just red and bleach bone. It was like red gore, blood red with bleach bone. And old timers know what I mean when I say bleach bone. Fun. Oh, we'll get to that. But I thought it was very... That wasn't great. Yeah. And Leviathan was a nice change in that.
What is the bleach bone story?
So, no one uses bleach bone anymore.
The word or the paint?
Both.
Okay.
Right? No one uses red gore, no one uses blood red, no one uses goblin green. These are all antique colors, right? Here at Paintedfigs, we have some original goblin green, yes. Here at Paintedfigs, all the painters speak of like blood red and goblin green and fortress gray, because it was incredibly difficult to get a bunch of people who are not native English speakers to learn all these names which sound like gibberish to them. Yeah. And then Games Workshop changed all the colors. And I'm like, I am not teaching this stuff again. So we should do all kinds of problems. What is fortress gray? How do you blend it? What color is the most appropriate, filling in for Fortress Grey. And your client's saying like, oh, I'd like some Astra Militarum, blah. And we're like, what is that? Right? So lots of blending and matching we have to do, which for the most part is fine. If you have a strange color, we just order it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we have this place where for 20 years now, people have been using these old classic color names as if nothing changed. There's also a very Sri Lankan thing. A friend of mine was talking about how when Sri Lankans go to do karate in Japan at exhibitions or whatever, or tournaments, all the Japanese judges are like, oh, let's check them out. Because they're seeing karate done in a way that nobody does karate anymore, right? So we have these old weird classic colors. And I think also because our painting is very traditional in many ways, the way we paint is also, we interview, walk, like, what are they doing? Like, are they doing it that way? Oh, okay. Because it's not, because we're not speed painters, right? As much as like the pressure is there for that, because what's the point? It won't come out looking good. So yeah, those are some Leviathan Tyranids we did.
I'm doing that was the Parasite of Mortrix.
Aren't you a Tyranid collector?
I have an army.
Only because you got a 2-player starter box and kept both sides.
I did, but it gives me Skaven vibes, and I'm not huge into Skaven, which I know you are.
Why don't you give your Tyranids to someone in the studio?
I probably will. Yeah. There you go. Jude got Tyranids. Free
well
Tyranids.
done, Jude.
Let's go, Jude.
Yesterday you got to make fun of Manula after he had an accident. Today you get some free Tyranids. It's a good day.
Hell yeah, a good day to be Jude.
Cool.
All right.
Okay, and now the news. So, first up on the news, PayPal is coming to Sri Lanka.
Hell yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly, this
coming
is the
to Sri
thing.
Lanka.
So, after 20 years of using PayPal US, they've been like, look, you can't use PayPal US anymore, you're not in the US, or whatever, right?
Fair.
And after 3 years of PayPal Singapore, they're like, look, for some reason you also can't use us, even though PayPal uses a little dodge, like, what are we doing using PayPal in Sri Lanka if we're, whatever. The Singapore thing was 100% legit. There was nothing anyone could say. Yeah. But PayPal was like, no, let's not do that. Like, okay, thanks for 3 decent years of whatever. Coincidentally, this comes up right around when PayPal is launching in Sri Lanka. And I don't think this is an accident. Yeah. What is an accident is PayPal seems to have thought that Sri Lanka would launch at the same time they were saying it would launch. And I think they're discovering that Sri Lankan banks are not what they thought they would be.
It's not the most cooperative.
Yes. Like
what happens when you start trying to set up a PayPal account here?
We had to go to the bank personally to get them to release funds that were given to us that they had all the paperwork for. We had to physically go there and go to the bank manager and say, oh, hello, it's me. And I can't remember his name. He's a cool guy. I remember it from complaints. Where I was like, blah, 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 blah. And he'd be like, one of the guys like, you go solve this. So I'm like, oh, and I see him like, and he's hey, it's you. It's nice to see you as a manager now, right? Yeah. And he totally got it. And now his staff are terrified and will take care of what we need immediately, which is great.
Hell yeah. PayPal.
Yeah. Anyway, back to PayPal. So I think, so they tried to roll out in Sri Lanka. Their roll has completely failed because none of the banks are ready to sort their back end out. Hopefully, this will get fixed quickly. Yeah. Quickly by Western standards is not quickly by Asian standards.
Quickly by Asian standards. In Sri Lankan standards, like.
Well, I think East Asian standards is faster than anyone else's standards. Yeah. I think Western standards are pretty decent, but reasonable at the end of the day. And South Asian standards are not reasonable by any standard.
It's like 0 to 60 and yes, at some point.
At some point. So hopefully at some point they'll sort that out and we can add that back to the payment process. Right now we're just doing wire transfer and we're doing payment by card. Yeah. Which people are not really keen on.
Which one? Either.
Oh, people who are used to making larger orders prefer wire transfer because it's straightforward. Once you set it up, it's fine. It's going in. And they save money. They save money on that. We pass on the payment process discount to them. Yeah. You can't go to a new client and be like, hey, why don't you pay by wire transfer, right? It's such a dodge thing. Mm-hmm. So you only bring it up with people maybe the second or third order as an option, and if they go over $1,000 in painting, otherwise it's not really worth their time. Mm-hmm. Card processing is annoying because we use 3DS. Everyone uses 3DS now. or rather, everyone here uses 3DS, and it's super secure. Normal cards, you just put in and they work. 3 is just annoying. So we're going back to having the error messages and explain what the error messages mean, and can they call their bank. That's annoying. Hopefully PayPal will take care of that. Though I'm just not fond of PayPal. They're just very irritating to work with.
Next up, we have the doctor. Doctor's leaving. Who's the doctor?
You have no questions about PayPal?
No.
Yeah.
We
guys.
talked about.
Yeah, enough of them. Anyway, so our doctor. We have
Doctor Who. Doctor Whomst.
How long were you working on that?
Since the PayPal segment started.
That's fair. It's more fun. So, Dr. Aditi is our office doctor. She comes over every 2 weeks. She's a friend of ours. And she has a clinic. It's a free clinic for the staff, not free for us.
Yes.
And she checks on them, sees what's going on, sends them for tests or whatever.
Very sweet.
She's pretty cool. And I think what we weren't expecting was that so many of the female staff would be happy to see a female doctor, which we think is obvious, but we just assume that they have doctors. We assume that they have family doctors.
Because a lot of them don't have family doctors or don't have immediate access to doctors.
So she's done some good work. I think she saved a couple of lives.
Yeah.
She's definitely improved a lot of
the quality of life,
people and also trust in healthcare. Yeah. So she's moving on. She'll probably be going to Australia in a few months. All the smart medical professionals leave Sri Lanka to go other places they can make a lot more money.
Yeah.
But it was very sweet when she went upstairs and she said bye to people.
Yeah, it was very
she was crying.
The cool thing about Dr. Aditi is like she's on top of the woman perspective, but she's generally good. Like we've known her for a very long time. She's an amazing doctor.
So the rupee is crashing.
You know they know death.
They don't know the Sri Lankan rupee is crashing.
They do not know the Sri Lankan rupee.
The Sri Lankan rupee is like other rupees but worth less.
Yes.
So what did that worth
How
less?
many
See, that was worked into the narrative. I had not planned in advance. Just on some.
Was that wordplay?
On some non-salute shit.
Close.
See that?
I
had to explain because I had it on some.
My jokes aren't planned, guys. I guarantee it. It just says
You're unplanned.
your mom's unplanned. Rupee's crashing.
The rupee's
right?
crashing, yes. Forget about mother. Rupee's crashing because of this rather interesting new forever war in the Middle East, or the forever stalemate.
Small problem.
I will
tiny problem.
bet you a miniature oil tanker, and emphasis on miniature, that by the time this video comes out next week, they will still be in this weird dumb stalemate.
Oh, I was going to also say the same thing. Damn. If it's exhibition painted by us, then yes.
Who gets the tanker then?
We
also have to find an STL. We can make an STL.
Yeah, we could just print 2 tankers. we don't necessarily have to cut it in half.
It feels like a dumb prize. Play dumb games, win dumb prizes. Oh, that's the actual war. Anyway, never mind. Anyway, so the rupee is crashing. So for us, it's a bit of a shocking thing to watch.
Yeah.
But we've been here before. When we had the 2020 financial crisis in Sri Lanka, and we as a company did pretty okay because again we're being paid in dollars. So the rupee crashes, we're still, all the salaries are dollar pegged, as they say out here, right? So you're still getting paid whatever you get paid anyway, but it's basically the dollar. So if you're getting X dollars, you're still getting whatever that is in rupees.
Yeah.
More or less rupees is based on the X dollars. So it's interesting having to pull out exactly the same playbook 4 years later.
Yeah. I mean, at least this time we're not going through it alone as a country. It's like sort of happening around.
Yeah, but I think it's hitting different rates in different places.
Yeah.
I think the government here has tried to hold off on the shock as much as they can, and now they've gone, look, we have to face it and bite the bullet, right?
Yeah.
I'm not seeing the same kind of. I mean, there's people are a little anxious about it, but they're not like setting their hair on fire. Like we're doing that in 2022. It was panic and horror.
Around Sri Lanka.
Yeah, and now now people kind of like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, the gravity of it might not have hit yet, but 2021 is pretty recent. 2022 is pretty recent anyway. I don't think I think anybody.
I think it was more like the shock of like, wow, we were promised a glorious future, and we got a bill we're going to be paying for the next 6 million generations, right? So the rupee is crashing, but we've dollarized pay. We haven't told most of the staff that their pay is dollarized. I mean, the older people know this, but then they probably have it in the back burner in their minds. The new people have no idea what this is. And we're not telling them that their pay is dollarized because that little bit of like, oh wait, what the hell, might make them work a little bit harder towards the end of the month. You know, it's nice, those little bits of like, oh look, a little incentive, why don't you chase your target a bit harder, right? And then on payday they'd be like, wow, we get so much money, hooray. And they go try to buy things like, oh wait, it's kind of the same as what we always had. Will be what happens. So that's that. Rupee crash. Fat loss. Well, one of us is fat lossing. The other one's trying hard. I have been eating a lot of fruit instead of real dinner. And I've gone from 108 kg to 100.8
Hell yeah.
kg.
You moved a decimal.
Which is about 200 pounds?
Yeah.
A little over 200 pounds.
Oh, okay. The total, yes. Yeah.
Maybe Jesus.
No, I thought you meant you lost 200 pounds. I was like,
no, I gotta lose another 40 pounds or so to be a healthy BMI.
40 pounds, okay.
20 kg. Yeah. I have no idea how to do that, but
you'll get there. I mean, you're making good progress. I'm on the other side of this because I didn't take that drastic of an action. I'm just slowly cutting back on stuff, so I'm losing weight.
He says.
Allegedly, like PayPal. I'm slowly losing weight week on week. But if you take the days...
Will you hit your weight loss target before we get PayPal?
I have an ongoing bet with our head trainer, Dr. Asinsa. And the target is by July, I have to lose, by the 1st of July, I have to... Jude is holding up a barista sign. There's a really nice Nutella shake in Barista Sri Lanka. Which, anyway.
Wait, you have to lose weight to get a shake? That's what you're getting?
No. He's saying I'm not losing weight because of the barista shake, which is true. I've had way too many.
Yeah, I think you should have seen that coming.
I should have. I did, but it was so good. It was so worth it.
Cheat days are for the weak.
You're a cheat day. That if I lose 20 kg by July, which is in a month and a half,
she'll buy you a drink from Barista.
No, she will paint anything I want, any scale, any amount. And I was like, that's
you can have that. She will do that for you anyway.
I know, but it's a lot more fun to lose the 20 kg and have it too. And if I lose, I just have to buy her like a box of chocolates, which is like.
Someone painted the first figure of personal painting
I've
got in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I was very happy with it.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And she had her own alternate recipe sheet for the skin. I'm like, how did you do it? She said, it's a secret. It was a taunt for me to try and find out how. Yeah.
Look at that.
I was very happy to see that.
Yeah. Nice.
And that was our show. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment if you like.
90% of our subscribers aren't subscribed.
Actually, it's 120%. 120% of our subscribers aren't subscribed.
People who watch unsubscribe?
I actually think it might be 130% by the end of this episode. 130% haven't subscribed.
But
and you should, if you like our content, you should not support our Patreon because we don't do that.
And it's perfectly free to subscribe, unlike a Patreon. And you can always change your mind later.
We should not people who do Patreon. I mean, you can always change your mind later. How's that? Please subscribe. You can always cancel us later. I mean, unsubscribe later.
And don't pay
cancel
any.
us.
Please don't cancel us.
Cancel him.
No.
Yes.
No. I did nothing wrong.
You have money you're supposed to put in this. You haven't put in.
No.
We have to buy something nice or whatever. Spend money on things we don't really enjoy.
Thank you for watching the Paintedfigs Show.
Yes. But it's mainly your swears in there. It is.
There's a 20 rupee in here.
That deserves a swear. Like, who puts 20 rupees? 20 rupees is like I don't know, a belly length's worth of US
You can't even get a toffee.
You can't get anything
with it. Yeah. I think
we should use 20 rupee notes for packing material.
Insult. Yes.
It might be cheaper.
It might be cheaper. Honestly. Fair enough. Thank you for watching.
I cut.
90% of our subscribers aren't
unsubscribed. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad somebody got it.
People just looked at each other
Nice,
like,
good.
subscribe.
I was thinking, and I was like, that would be funny if I said that.